Hi everybody, this is the 5th episode of This is Russia project. This is all Russia. It's Denis Kolesnikov here, well known as Kurash Bombay. And my mates, Vladimir Sukhov, Sergey Ivoshin, and Boris Kolesnikov. No, we're not relatives. We've been traveling with this team through our big and boundless country already for a week, 24/7 in one car. All in all, the journey is great. We've seen many things during this week. Boundless landscapes and the totally real Russian roads. Mostly cool and responsive, sometimes not. Megapolises and the most abundant places of our country. Our feelings about that are really unusual and controversial. That's why in the first Cheetah episode, we're going to talk about things as they are. Chica Bambini, you're now in the ass of our country. Cheetah takes the last or the second last place in everything. This is a coffee that was opened during the pandemic. We always say that our region is the region of hard labor in exile, and it all started with the Decembrists. Let me show you 6 pubs in one building. Live in Cheetah first and let's see what you will make fun of. This is Cheetah and it looks this way everywhere. I don't like Cheetah. Cheetah citizens don't kinda really make contact for some reason. 1,000 kilometers on the road from Blagoveshchensk, there are 500 more left, but the nav froze. We're eating apples. Traveling for such big distances by car is harder than it seems. On the 5th day, everybody started feeling the team's general fatigue and lack of sleep really keenly. And what can we do? The only option is to stand each other and sleep on the roads, one by one, dreaming of something pleasant. There is still 300 kilometers to Cheetah. We decided to do a refuel. Chica Bambini. So that's how the things are, kinda like this. Our things are. Stopped for lunch in a wonderful coffee. Uryaal. Took booze. They were ready for some reason. Since which day, I'm curious. So how is booze? They seem quite normal. In 2 hours we will see. I don't think it will take this long. Booze is a traditional Buryatian and partly Mongolian dish that is popular in Irkutsk Oblast, Buryatia, and the Trans-Baikal. They are yummy and taste a bit like manty. So how is booze? They seem quite normal. On the road from Blagoveshchensk to Cheetah, we unfortunately missed the place I was born at, the town of Tynda. Our 1,500 kilometers trip didn't give us any opportunity to pull over. See you next time, Tynda. So, while I was talking about our trip and the booze, we finally reached Cheetah. Hello, hello. Hello, I'm Inna. I'm Vladimir. Nice to meet you. This is Sergey. This is Bayar. I shouldn't have been here, but hello. This is a coffee that was opened during the pandemic. There are people who don't close down and even open up. After checking in the hotel, we visited a small local restaurant to meet the only sommelier in the city and to say so to relieve stress after the long and rough trip. Arkady Novikov doesn't teach the sommelier art, so I studied in Enotria. It is the branch office of a London school that is located in Moscow. We studied there. They said that we should always spit because you will not be able to taste anything after the third sampling. Actually, the main idea of this project is to make a democratic place where you can come and buy good, affordable wine. We like wines. We decided for ourselves that we would sell wines at fair prices. How did the restaurant business work in our city and all around Russia? You take a box of wine, multiply its price by 4 and sell it at 1,000 rubles. We decided that it's not our way. We decided to make our markup more democratic, and this would make it possible for us to introduce some other interesting positions. How did the pandemic affect us? It affected the restaurant industry really strongly. The most restaurants, well, I think that a big part of all restaurants either are going to reload or aren't going to open at all. Hello, 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 hello. Maxim, we were told you make car reviews. Yeah, how's our Dodomobil? It was brand new when we started the journey. I wouldn't do a review for that because it won't get many views. There are mostly young people and it's a Muzi thing, and this is mostly a family car. Yeah, Max has slightly underestimated our car. Well, he has the right. That's why he's an autoblogger. Instead of this, he showed us how Cheetah really looks like. I want to show you the real life. Not all this garbage stuff. To be honest, Cheetah has real problems, and to be honest, you're now in the ass of my country. Why? Because Cheetah takes the last or the second last place in everything. In garbage storage, in road maintenance, in quality of life, in air pollution, in criminality. Wait, but you say you have a social project, so is everything here this bad that it's not possible to change it? Well, yes, we made some videos and something slightly changed. The situation is a bit better now, but it doesn't change much. You know, I want to leave because I'm having a creative crisis here. I've already made a review for almost every Japanese car here. I'm almost the only one in the car theme here. There are generally a few bloggers here. Where are we now? We are making it to the islands. It's one of the most miserable areas in the city. Cheetah is the city of exile and hard labor. This feeling is still in some things here. More than 190 years ago, Decembrists were exiled here, and their wives followed them. Being here, we couldn't miss following the Decembrist path through the historic places. We only decided to choose a more cheerful company. Look, this is a Transbaikal humor pillar, a stand-up comedian, Anton Osternikov. I'm a beginner in comedy. You're not a beginner, you're a senior stand-up comedian. Suddenly we are in the most ancient building of the Transbaikal. It has existed even before Cheetah was founded. And you know, he's from one of the roughest and most criminal towns here. It's the place called Borzya. Borzya, show your hands. Look, all this is already European, Cheetish, and these are the hands of a Borzya citizen. We have many jails here, so if you were born here, you contact this culture anyway. Everybody lives by the codes. Have smoked after some irrelevant person? Eat the soap. Is it literally? Yes, of course. We always say that our region is connected with hard labor in exile, and everything has started with the Decembrists. In fact, our city was built according to their plan, and people say that our city looks like a... they built it according to the St. Petersburg plan. A really tiny bit looks like St. Petersburg. At least, we'd love to think so. The Decembrist wives' heroism is prized here because they followed their husbands into our wild territories. The place was completely empty at that time. They slept in some barracks. These women from high society who were used to wealth. And here they slept and their hair froze to the benches because houses were completely unequipped. Those sleeping places. On this map, this is the first map of Cheetah. We can see the church we're in, the Church of Michael Archangel. It was built in 1776 with thick locks. As you can see, they used no nails here. This is the oldest building in Cheetah. It is a unique architectural monument. Decembrists started arriving in Cheetah, Ostrog in January 1827. Finally, here lived 85 citizens. They had stayed here for 3.5 years. They were imprisoned at hard labor here. They had no right to move around the Ostrog. They were guarded by soldiers in the jail. But some big holidays were an exception. People were brought here, released from shackles as they write in their memoirs. Two Decembrists married in this church. 4th of April 1828, Anton Osternikov married his beloved Paulina Gobel. A few years later, in August 1839, Dmitry Zavalichin married a local girl, Apollinaria Smolyanova, who was Chita region governor's daughter, Semyon Smolyanov. But the happy family life was not long. It lasted only 6 years, and then Apollinaria died after a severe illness. Near her there's a grave of a little girl, Sofia Volkonskaya. It is a daughter of Maria Volkonskaya, but she was born weak and died a few hours later. She was christened here and named Sofia. Her funeral also took place here, and she is buried near the church. All these events are connected with the Michael Archangel Church. The Decembrists and their wives came here to pray. We visited the Decembrist church in Cheetah. Although I'm not a big fan of historical museums, but when you enter places like this, you always feel the spirits of the age. It's a really cool feeling. So go to the museums, my friends. This is a very important. Support these people who try to save this historical value for all of us. Such a rush traffic, that's the time when people come home from work, right? But it's only 4 p.m. No, there's no much traffic. They are repairing the road here. It's the first time since I've lived here that they repaired this road on Yaroslavskaya Street. Seems we can drive out of limits here. Is there any camera here? No camera here. I don't think people should drive this way. Yeah, you're right. Don't worry, it's okay here. In 2018 there was a flood here. It was during the FIFA Cup. Mayor was here, and when the flood started, he just slipped fucking away to a football match. People called him to tell about the problem, but he started getting off. But actually he was at the stadium. He was later jailed for some other crime. Now we have a new city manager. I don't know him well. He doesn't like interacting. And the governor? He's okay, a nice fellow. He has finally started knocking out the money. Roads are being repaired. It was just terrible before him. Look, it's a school there. It just ends up dead because of its poor condition. I will show you a building with 6 pubs in one place. Oh yeah, I've seen this video. Look guys, people are living in such buildings. The houses of Cheetah are mostly like that. This is a dilapidated housing, it's retards. These wooden houses were built by Japanese in the beginning of the last century. This is Lazo Street. This is the way people live here. There's already grass on the roof. These houses are to be demolished, but government says it's okay, live here. This is Cheetah and it looks like this everywhere, if you haven't got that yet. So people shit right here? Where should they shit? These garbage cans were full until we made a video about them. So the local operator does nothing? Yes, the local operator does nothing. You can see that in almost every yard. Nothing changes here. Of course, they clean in somewhere in the Tsarsky district where buildings are new and the ordinary people live as they live. What does the government look at? Yeah, I've been asking that question for a year already. Tell us, how is it to do stand-up in Cheetah? Well, the main thing here is that if you want to perform, you should arrange the event by yourself. How does this feeling of a small city and its citizens appear on TV? What changes in your life? You know, it was cool earlier when we had just started doing that. It was much harder to go on TV. Even when you came to the KVN festival and they took 20 teams into the major league. Now you come to the festival and all these teams, they don't live for this long. We performed at times when people performed in their teams for 10 years. And what about stand-up? I know very good stand-up guys from Vladivostok. I don't know anyone from Khabarovsk, but I know people from Vladivostok, Ulan-Ude. This is a developed tendency in these cities. Maybe they are some progressive young people in our city, but I was commented a couple of times on my hackneyed monologue topics. Did you hear that from Moscow, guys? Yeah, from Moscow. The answer is simple. Live in Cheetah first and let's see what you will make fun of. So what does Cheetah live by? This is a huckster city for me. You know, when you buy a car somewhere, you drive it and then you sell it for a cheaper price because it's used. Here in Cheetah, people buy cars, drive them, and then they sell them for even a higher price. People make money here. The garbage problem is a sore subject in this city. But why? Is there no junkyard near the city? There is one, but I don't understand what's the problem here. I don't say that Cheetah is an awful city or kinda like that. It has its positives. The biggest positive is its people. The city is small, we all know each other, so we are more honest. Here we are. Shoot this fantastic house that was already posted by all the bloggers. 6 pubs in one building and one more is inside. Even at the governor's place there's a pub 50 meters away. It's okay. We have 3 questions. Why do you love Cheetah? I don't like Cheetah. I love Cheetah because I was born here, and it also has a rich history. All Russian elites gathered here. I used to it, I like its calmness. There should be something here. Well, it's nice here. Now it's clean. In 1985 it was dirty. People are nice. There are many new buildings. I like its development. Okay, the next question is what it is you don't like here in Cheetah? Infrastructure, jobs, people, mass and so on. I don't like that people are leaving. all our celebrities, I don't mean rich people, but the famous ones, they leave the city. We should raise the city and help our country. The last question. Look, now the borders are closed, no external tourism. Which city in Russia you would like to go for a vacation? Maybe Sochi. Sochi? Great, thanks. St. Petersburg? Why? First of all, I was born there, then I like the architecture, literature, culture, and all this stuff. Well, I've already explored the west part of Russia, so I would love to visit the Uryaal Islands, Sakhalin, Ukraine. I would like to visit Vladivostok. My husband has relatives there. Cheetah, citizens don't kinda really make contact for some reason. That's not that they are unfriendly. Maybe that's because of Sergei's talent for negotiating. Excuse me, can I ask you a question? Only 3 questions. No. Well, that's the answer. This is Russia. Cheetah is a nice city, people are good, and it's the most important thing. And the other stuff, guys, let it become better. So that's what episode number 5 is like, but not everything is that bad. Soon we will show you the second episode about Cheetah and discuss why this city is worth visiting. See you in the next episodes. Follow us here on the Real Russia YouTube channel and in our social networks. This is Russia.